Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Page number 40 and 41. But the arrangement should progress step by step and not regress. That is why, after a period of brahmacharyam was grahasthasramam, in which you get married, beget children, earn an income, managed your affairs, looked after your family, behaved as a responsible member of the society, paid your taxes, and looked after your sadhus and atithis, guests. During all this, you continued your Vedic karmas. Brahmin did Sandhya Vandanam 3 times a day. Brahmajnam, Agnihotram daily, Pitutarpanam once a month, and yearly samskaras, visit to temples, kshetradhana of visiting holy temple towns. Some of them taught other craftsmen their trade. Some of them conducted yaga karmas for others. The Kshatriya and Vaishya did Gayatri mantra chanting and visit to temples and holy places and did their respective jobs in the society. Shudra was required to take the name of God minimum once in the morning and once in the evening, do his duties and service to the society. After a period of 3 or 4 decades of Grihastha was Vanaprastha, in which you left the household duties but continued with Vedic karmas. You lived with your wife but devoid of sex. In the modern times, this is comparable with retired life, as it should be. You are in the world but not involved. Quote, KTSV adds, not anyhow like the king of Malaysia who got married a second time at the age of 67 to a widow, both with 2 children from their first marriages. End quote. Vanaprastha was a preparatory to take up sannyasa, in which you did not take up anything new but give up everything, including Veda karmas. You did not stay in one place more than a day. You ate the food that people gave you as bhiksha, alms. No more relations and no more attachments. The worldly life cannot be given up suddenly, but simultaneously, life mission is not to be forgotten either. It does not matter if you do not attain to the pinnacle or peak, but should not fall to the lowest bottom either. That is why the Dharmashastras was guideposts so that you retain Atma Chintana, divine devotion, good behavior, tendency to be helpful to others and society at every stage in your life. The early stages itself, the seed for the supreme Paramatatva should be sown, even though one may not completely surrender to the idea then. During all his life, this fledgling plant has to be nurtured. That is why Brahmacharya Ashrama itself, the Vedas and Upanishad arts taught. He does not and cannot and is not expected to straightaway do Atma Vichara and become Jivan Mukta, that is, to attain Nirvana or Mukti. It is like a fixed deposit in the bank. Till he attains to maturity, he keeps getting some interest. Then, at a suitable time, he can withdraw it completely. But the deposit should be done early enough, as otherwise he is quite likely to go astray in the speed and pace of youth, in the over-involvement and sensitivity of middle age, and in the weakness, incapacity, and inefficiency of the old age. As they gave you a job-oriented skills in schools and colleges, it was done in olden days too. But instead of stopping at that, certain amount of adhyatmic, that is, spiritual essentials, too were taught. These days, we are only teaching ways and means of earning a living, nothing about morality, let alone anything spiritual. This is not how it was and how it should be. Neither was human nature ignored and natural development curtailed, nor was he left totally to himself with no control. We will talk of sympathy and understanding as a requirement in dealing with the student community. It was with sympathy and understanding of the human requirements at successive stages of development that the 4 ashramas was desired and ensured. That this is clear in Kalidasa's words. He says, Saisave Abhyasta Vidyanam. It means that learning is not only the basics, but even expertise should be done very early. Quote, KTSV adds, this point is proved beyond doubt by the investigations in what is known as transactional analysis. They hold that a person's personality is almost totally made up by the time he or she is 5 years of age. Subsequently, whatever happens are only slightly amendments and modifications. Vedas and Upanishads too should be learnt at a very young age. It does not mean, however, that you straight away run into a corner and catch hold of your nose, so to say. Then Kalidasa says, Yovane Vishayishinam. In youth, he says, take up responsibilities. One should experience worldly life with ups and downs, comforts and difficulties. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Rama 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 Rama.